Hello, lovely people. Welcome back to the Extreme Wise Predictions channel. In this video, I'm going to give you my part 2 of my November 2025 psychic prediction. And today is also Answer Monday, where I get to answer viewers' question. If you're new to the channel, kindly like, subscribe, and also don't forget to turn on your notification bell so you can get notified when I post similar videos like this. I also drop exclusive to channel members only. If you want to be part of the channel member and make your contribution towards this channel, you can look at the link in the description of this video. And if you want your questions to be answered, kindly drop them in the comment section of this video, and your question may be featured in our next Answer Monday video. Let's get into the video. Before I begin to answer viewers' question, I want to make some predictions before I get into answering your question. First of all, I'm seeing like hurricane happening, and like hurricane will be happening, and unusual storms also happening in the eastern and then western part of the US. I see also for the Philippines, and I see also for the Caribbean. I'm seeing flood, and I'm also seeing flood in Texas, Arizona, and Florida. I'm seeing this happening in this part of this places. I'm also looking at Russia right now. Um, it's like Russia is making a bold, move against one of their neighboring country. I'm seeing Russia making a bold move against one of their neighboring country. I don't know who it is, but I'm also seeing that Ukraine is getting really pounded by Russia. And I'm seeing people in Ukraine actually suffering, and they are hiding anywhere they can. I don't know how this started happening, but that's what I'm seeing happening at the moment. I'm also seeing that President Xi Jinping uh, shaking hands with another European country. I'm seeing something like that. They are making a deal with another European country. I don't know which country it will be, but that's what I'm seeing happening. I'm also seeing that China is making a deal. As I was talking about Russia, I'm also seeing like China is also making a deal with another country. I'm not sure which country it is, but it is not the one that they are going to be making with the US that I predicted about. But I'm seeing another country that they are making a deal with. I don't know, maybe it's an European country. It's because when I was picking up on the Russia, that's when I also had the name China as well. I'm also seeing several horrifying videos of ISIS agents committing violence against innocent civilians. And I'm seeing that these recorded videos will be used in trials in the future. I don't know if you understand what I mean. So the ISIS will be going against people, there will be violence happening, and the recorded videos that are being, recorded will be used in a trial for someone else, for something in the future. And I'm also seeing there's going to be some kind of skin rashes or disease that is going to be on the news. There's some news about skin rashes and disease going to be happening to people, and this is going to be on the news. I'm seeing that this is going to be something that is going to be happening now. And I'm also seeing that while I was talking about skin rashes, I'm looking at Japan right now, and I'm seeing, I think I made this prediction already, that there's going to be several earthquake in Japan. That's the same thing I'm seeing. I'm seeing, several earthquake. It's not going to be massive, but I'm seeing several earthquake in Japan, that is going to be happening for the rest of the year. But it's not going to be anything massive. I don't see anything massive actually happening for Japan at the moment. I don't see that happening, but I see that there's going to be numerous of, those little bit of earthquake happening. Whilst I'm talking about earthquake in Japan, I'm hearing the word Alaska as well. I'm seeing that earthquake in Alaska. I don't know if this is something that is going to be happening, but I'm seeing and I'm hearing earthquake in Alaska at the moment. I'll pause it here, but I'll continue with this exclusive predictions in the member only channel today. I'm going to post it out today, but it's going to be few hours after I post this video. I'm going to post those exclusive because I'm getting more of the predictions happening. I'm getting some for some celebrities I'm going to be mentioning in the member only channel. If you want to join the member only, like I said, you can, do that through the link in the video description as well, or you can use the join button at the YouTube video as well. So I'm going to be jumping into the members questions of viewers questions. This says that about France, how will the coming social unrest before Macron steps down affect daily lives? Any strategies such as fuel shortages or limited food supplies, any blackouts, any difficulties traveling in some months? Thank you for your work. So I don't see difficulties in traveling in any of the months at the moment. What I see is that there will be frequent protests in the street until, you know, Emmanuel Macron actually steps down. And I think like I think that I heard in the news that even the PM actually stepped down or something like that. I don't know if you can correct me or something like that. I got flash of that in the news. So that is how it's going to be. Due to the protests, I don't know. Due to the protests, there will be difficulties. Due to the protests that some roads are going to be blocked, where you cannot have like a normal day or something like that. Eh, but it's not going to be anything out of the ordinary. I also see that there's going to be strikes, which I already predicted about before already. Strikes on the streets and stuff like that. So that is the thing. But if you're talking about, and then also with the food shortages, I don't see that. Um, like the food shortages that will happen, it's not because they don't have the food, it's because of the protest. Things has been destroyed, if you understand what I mean. Things will be destroyed and it may cause that, but it's not like potentially there's no food in France or something like that. It's because stores may have been closed or restaurants and stuff may be closed because of the protest, and then people don't want their staffs to be destroyed, or people to be attacked when there is business going on or something like that. Let us move on to the next question. Next question I have: do you see housing prices continue to fall in the US? The housing prices actually, what I'm seeing is that the housing prices will drop, but not in every area. And since it's not everyone that is working for the government, there are places that the housing, it's not living like a crash. The prices will go down. A lot of people will come to the market trying to sell their homes because they are unable to pay, you know, their mortgage and stuff like that. That is the thing, though. So there's going to be inflows of more houses on the market, and that will make the prices go down. We all know that. So it will make the prices be cheaper. So this is going to be in between. It will fall in some places. So that's how the housing market is going to be. I don't know how it operates, but there's going to be an influx of houses being on sale at the moment. Let's move on to the next question. Next question says, how important is the real earth deal the Australian government signed with the US, since China has shown interest in Australia's um, mining assets? So for the Australian, it puts them first before any aid, support or anything concerning their economy. Even if the US government is struggling, Australia will still receive aid. That's what I see. The deal actually will place Australia at the top or the center of the supply chain for critical minerals, because the US have a lot of big resources, and they want to actually inflow or manage the economy of Australia. And I see the economy of Australia coming to it will blossom as well. It is like US becomes the boyfriend of Australia. So whatever Australia needs, US is going to actually provide. So for the US, I see that there's going to be diversify supply from China. So they are not going to be focusing on China for their supplies. They're going to be focusing on Australia. This will actually strengthen the defense system of the US. For China, I see that they will reduce their influence in the world market. This is going to reduce their influence in the world market. That is what I see actually happening. So that is what I see. Let's move on to the next question. Next question says, how long will layoff and unemployment trend last in the US? So the layoff is permanent and the unemployment is never going to go away. We will become, you know, kind of used to it in 2027. Right now, it just hit, so a lot of people are not kind of conversant with it. I see that AI will take over our jobs, like I've predicted several times. So it is best for you to start your own business or run your own show or something like that. That's why I was telling people that if it's good, set up your own YouTube channel. The only work there are going to be only few jobs that AI is not actually going to be able to take. One is going to be social media. AI social media content will be there, but people will be looking for authentic stuff because we will come to a place that we will know that AI is actually programmed and whatever they are telling us is not actually the truth. And then we're going to be using AI to, dig into some archive records and stuff like that. So authentic voices will be needed. And this is a place where, you know, starting your own channel is good. I know if you start your own channel, it's going to be difficult. I have another channel as well. If you start your own channel, it's going to be very difficult. But whilst you're pushing it through, you are going to get to the finish line for a fact. Let's move on to the next question. The next question says that, thank you for answering my previous question. Question I have for today is, what do you see happening for the Tesla stock? You say, I know Elon Musk spoke about putting everyone on a set pace since the robot is going to take over everyone's job. Do you see anything that is going to be for sure? Okay. So for the jobs, Elon Musk will not put anyone on a payroll. This statement are just for you to accept the AI takeover that is actually going to be coming in the future. But in the future, Tesla stocks will keep going high, but not right now. Tesla stock will keep going high. He's going to actually buy into AI, and AI will rule the world, like I said previously. So anything that has AI is going to go up. And I told you guys that AI is going to be the antichrist. So anything that is connected with AI is going to excel. That is what I actually see happening. So if you want to buy into AI, fine, you can buy into AI, but AI is going to eventually rule the world because the people at the top have designed the process to be like that. And the process is going to be like that. You can't fight the system, you can only join it. So that is what, I see happening. Let's move on to the next question. Next question says that, what do you see for the Iraqi dinar? And say, will the value go back up? And then it says that, what do you see for the housing crisis in the US? I already spoke about that. Will the prices go up or will it crash? And also the interest rate. So there will going to be a housing market inflow, like not a crash aside by inflow, but it's going to result in a crash. Like let's say it that way. This is going to have, this is not going to be generally everywhere. But the interest rates are going to go down until AI actually takes over. That's what I see happening. I don't see the Iraqi, whatever it is, the Dinar going up or down. But what I see is that I think it will fluctuate between up and down. It won't have any significant move whether down or up. It's going to just be in the middle, like the way housing markets are. Housing markets go up or down, up or down. It's not going to be significant, but it cannot stay in one place at the same time. It's just going to fluctuate, but it's not going to be a significant amount apart. That's what I actually see happening. Let's move on to the next question. Next question say, how long will the US government shutdown last? So I don't see the US government shutdown lasting past maybe mid or ending of November thereabout. I don't see that happening. They will come to an agreement. Somebody's going to be pushed, and then they will come to an agreement after something actually happens. And then I think I'll put this in my members only. channel. I think after something happens, they will come to an agreement. I see that actually happening, that they are eventually going to come to an agreement after there was something significant happens. Let's move on to the next question. Next question says that can you do a prediction from when the B, I think is it B, broad-based black economy empowerment in South Africa, when will it end and what will replace it? Okay. So I don't even know what the B, whatever it is. It's B broad base. Let me pick up on what it is. I'm seeing a sign of, the B. It's just, does it have something to do with business, like black people in their business or ownership or something like that? That's what I'm having happening, kind of getting. And then is something like ownership contribution or inequality, something like that. That's what I'm picking. If that is the case, if this is true of what I'm picking, and I'm feeling that it was maybe implemented in 2003, like 2003, if this information I'm picking is correct, then I don't see it ending. I rather see it being reformed, because they are claiming that I'm listening into some conversations like they are claiming that it's been there for a long time and they need to actually reform it to actually match, the current situation or the current way business is being done in South Africa. That's what I'm actually hearing. That needs to be done too. So they are not going to abolish it, they are going to actually reform it. That's what I'm seeing or hearing happening. That there's going to be a review happening for that policy, and that policy is going to be reformed. Let's move on to the next question. Next question say, why did Trump give a large amount of money to Argentina? Um, First of all, Argentina falls under Trump's ideology. That's what I'm going to say. He has an agenda for them. He's also going to be protecting an external influence from China. He's actually protecting an external influence from China and then Russia. Sorry. I don't know, but if Trump doesn't help Argentina, it looks like it will cost taxpayers something. I'm not being able to pick that correctly, but I'm seeing that if Trump does not help Argentina, it's it has something to do with taxpayers or something like that. I'm not picking it correctly. I'm doing this live, so I'm not really scrutinizing the information that my guys are actually giving me. I'm just giving it on live, so I'm doing the best I can. So I don't know why, some of you guys, when I made predictions about the uh, presidential elections, I did it live on an answer Monday. I just picked up on October predictions for out of those four predictions I made, just one did not come through, and everybody was bashing me on the comment section. Nobody was talking about the other three that actually came through. That's really bad. I know then you have given me a standard that all my predictions should come through. That is a very good thing, but I can't get everything, especially if I'm doing it live. I can't get everything accurate because live, you know, I for life, I'm only picking what I'm being told instead of, going through all my different guys. I have four different guys that, I get information and scrutinies from. So when I do it live, it's difficult to go through that because it's live and then the recording is going on and you have to actually power through it. So that I can pick everything up at the moment. That let's move on to the next question. So the next question says that, have you seen anything about the global power grid blackouts and or emergency alert system going off for something that isn't a drill? Okay, let me put it this way. I want to put it the best I can. The blackout I see is not because, somebody took over our grid system. It is because they are going to get rid of those who actually have taken over our grid. So I made a prediction previously telling you guys that there are some people in our grid system, right? And we are unable to turn our grid system to a fully remote grid system yet because if we do, they are going to be able to take over our grid system. That is what I see. So they are unable to actually turn it to fully remote yet. But here's what is going to be happening. What I'm saying is that they will eventually turn it off to be able to get rid of those who are within the gray system, who are within the gray system. So no one can actually control the gray system if it is not fully remote. And you cannot, remove an attacker who is already having access to the gray system when the gray system is not being turned off. That is why I'm an infosec engineer. So that is why when a system is being affected, you have to isolate the system, turn the system off, and then take the person, an attacker, out of the system. That's the only way we can do it. So I think the blackout that my fellow psychic are seeing is the fact that the gray system will be turned off, not because people who had access turned it off. It is because the government turned it off to actually remove the attackers from the gray system. So that's what I see happening. If they are able to take them out without turning it off, that's fine. But when you see a turn off, it is going to be because they are actually taking those people, attackers who have gained the access out of the system. That is what I see happening. Let's move on to the next question. I think this will be our last question. The last question says, if there is a change in currency, will the financial forest market still exist in the future? Very interesting question. There's not going to be a total change in currency. The digital currency will operate in such a way that there will be different kind of the same digital currency will have different kind of other currencies available. That's what I see happening, that there's going to be digital other currency actually being available. Yes, there's going to be like a digital forest market available, but it's not going to be our traditional one that we are seeing. So let's take it that if it is Bitcoin, Bitcoin is going to be in different currencies. That's how I see our digital currency in the future becoming. There's going to be different currency. I think I'm giving you guys some idea of what currency it will be, but it's going to be in a different currency. The same type of a currency. If it is Bitcoin, then Bitcoin is going to be operating maybe in dollar, euro, that kind of thing is going to be in a different currency. But the currency itself is going to be limited to only, I'm hearing the word five different currency around the world. So that's what I'm picking up. I think there was another question about, I forgot to document it, but I remember it as I'm talking right now. It's telling me that about the agreement in terms of when it will be signed or something like that. Um, it says that the Democrats, I think the Democrats will vote first. Somebody asked a question about who is going to vote first when the agreement is signed. I think the Democrats will vote first. They will eventually give in to some uh, 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 give in some or a lot of their people are actually going to be suffering, and then they are going to be crying for help. So that will make the Democrats actually give in. So I see that the Democrats will give in first in the deal, or in the bill that is going to be is still in Senate at the moment. I see that happening. This is my part two of my November 2025 psychic prediction, and also my answer Monday. If you're new to the channel, like, subscribe, and also don't forget to turn on your notification bell so you can get notified when I post videos like this. And also don't forget to share this video to your other friends who like content like this. And if you want to join the channel membership, look in the video description. And if you want your questions to be answered, kindly drop them in the comment section of this video. And if you want to watch some of my other predictions, you can click here or here to look at my other predictions that I made, especially the November 2025 psychic prediction, and also some of my Answer Monday predictions. Thank you guys.